Good day and welcome to episode number 11 of the Pin Podcast. I'm your host, PinUp Miami, and at the Pin Podcast, we talk about modern topics with a vintage flair. And make sure that if you're watching, that you subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, even YouTube if you want to get a visual of what me and the guests that I have at the show look like, and any pictures or any information that I have to add. I also have a hotline. You could text me if you want to be a guest or any questions you have at 1-833-48-PINUP. And today I have a very special guest. Very special guest that works for a very amazing company that I had the pleasure of working with a few years back is Tatyana Boutique. We have Crystal. She is a stitcher, a wardrobe mistress, as she's going to explain what that is.
Yeah.
And a nerd. And
oh, yeah, for sure.
Beautiful.
Aw, stop.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what is a wardrobe mistress?
So I worked in costuming and wardrobe before I got into design for Tatyana Boutique. And that kind of ties in with, kind of like my lifestyle. Like I love dressing up. I love costumes. I love kind of like creating characters. But what I was head of wardrobe for Star Trek The Experience, which is a Star Trek themed theme park that was here in Las Vegas. And that's how I learned how to sew and do all kinds of crazy things with wigs and makeup. So wardrobe mistress.
I like that. I love the term. And you're going to bring it back, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of us out there as wardrobe mistresses.
And how would you suggest somebody that's starting out that wants to design clothes to start out?
I love this question because I like telling people that I actually never finished college. I have no degree. I am DIY and I was taught from other people. So I learned starting out actually, I was painting and wardrobe and I love theater and costumes and clothes. And I was hired in the wardrobe department because I love, creating. And they're like, you're pretty good at painting. And they just hired me on the spot. And then they were like, you have to learn how to sew. I was like, oh, really? They're like, yeah, for the full job, you got to learn how to sew. So I learned from a lot of other women that were very talented and had incredible sewing skills. And that has helped me throughout my life. This was like a long time ago. This is like 2005, I think, was when I got into like wardrobe departments. And then from there, I just kind of would help out and do a lot of gigs that were trade for experience, that type of so I just kind of like worked my way up, making connections and always trying to make myself available to learn new things from other people. And it just like all kind of like fell into place because at Tatyana I actually worked in retail and I worked in the Vegas store. So I worked in Planet Hollywood, Forum Shops, fashion show, and because of my wardrobe and styling experience, they would pull me in for shoots. And then a few years went by, and then I would sometimes model and help out with hair and makeup, help out dressing models for runway and photo shoots, and then eventually helping out with samples, sewing samples, altering samples. And then when the company was sold to new owners it was like 4 years ago, I think, 3 years ago, then I was promoted to head designer. Yeah. So like no college, you guys.
Just hard work and dedication. You're like the Renaissance woman of the pinup retro style.
I have such ADHD, like I can't not. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Can I help? Can I help you? What are you doing over there? Just like all the little things. If it involves like working with your hands or like going to an event and meeting people, then I'm all about it.
I love that. That's how I am. And what was the first big project that you ever worked on? Your big sewing project?
I feel like the next big thing is always like a project on the horizon. I think one of my favorite things actually that I started was Tailor&Twirl, and that's like my side baby brand that I DIY'd. and that is felt circle skirts, because, it's like quintessential like 50s style. It's iconic, but I really wanted to do more of a modern twist on it. So I made these felt circle skirts that I hand stitched so it's kind of like a mosaic on a skirt. It's pretty busy, and it is very warm because felt is very thick, and I live in Las Vegas. So I did not care. I was like, I don't care. It's 115 degrees. I want a felt circle skirt that's covered in cactuses and burros and piñatas. And so I think because it was so time intensive, these skirts that are like super over the top and ridiculous is probably like one of the most tedious things that I have done lately.
Well, that cactus one was beautiful. I did see that.
Yeah. Those took forever, like hand stitching every little bit is nuts. But
wow. Yeah. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was like handmade.
Yeah. I wish I did that on a machine, but I was like, if you do like this thread, then you can really kind of almost paint with thread. So it's just hand stitching takes forever. So.
And another thing I love recently is you could pick your hem size. Well, I don't know how recent, but it wasn't there when I worked at Tatyana, which I think is great. Because some of the girls that would come in the store, they're not really into the long skirts, so they could just pick. For sure. And it's great.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky for some people because they don't understand like what hemming means. Like they think maybe the garment comes unhemmed. If you don't try to hem. No. All the garments are finished for sure, but you just the hem is like the amount we can take up for you. So it's like super useful, especially back in the day. The length was usually based on Tatyana's measurements herself.
Yes.
And like, my gosh, she's so tall. She's like 5'11", maybe. Taller than like, I think the average height for a woman in America is around like 5'6", 5'7". Oh. So it's a little. She was a tall lady, yeah.
What do you base it off now?
The general height, so like 5'6", 5'7". But now that we introduced the option of hemming, we're less scared about going too long because we could always alter it for people.
I like it.
Yeah.
So for people that are listening that have not really been to Tatyana, how would you describe Tatyana to them? The brand. Well, we try to be as inclusive as we can for all body types. And that means certain pieces might fit other people differently, but there's always something that will fit you amazing on our website, like amazingly. We just got to find it for you. Like if you have a shorter torso, we can like direct you to certain styles. If you have a longer torso, we can like slide you over here with these pieces. If you like flared things, we got stuff. If you like fitted silhouette, we have things for you there too. It just, trying to figure out what works best for you. So we try to have like a lot of variety. And Tatyana has a lot, and the store has a lot of things. What I love about Tatyana is that everything helps me feel good. Like when I wear it, it feels good, so I'm able to be confident in it. So I love that every style is different, just like you said, depending on the body size. And I really feel like clothes does bring confidence, and your personality it shows other people. And Tatyana has that way of showing you the different styles, but also showing your style, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Because it's like, it's unique pieces. Like we have things that if you're not scared to stand out, like we got you. If you want to if you love vintage silhouettes and you want to be a little bit more subtle, we still got you. There's a little something for all the different levels that you got.
How would you, when a customer comes in, how do you, and they're first starting out, do you have like go-to pieces that you tell them,
Yeah, we try to like gauge how comfortable people are and their own personal style. 'Cause some people just are a little scared to try something new, So we try to make sure that they know that they can try it and just give it a try. Because half the time people just look at something and they think, oh, I can't wear that. It's not right for my body type. And we're just like, just give it a whirl. Like it's not going to hurt, like if you try it on. And depending on the piece, it's really exciting when somebody puts something on that they don't think they could have pulled off, and then they come out and they just feel so excited. So that's That's awesome.
And
that's cool.
That's an amazing feeling. I used to, before this pandemic, I taught hair and makeup classes, but they're hands-on because I like to teach everyday looks that people could do. And a lot of people would be like, I can't do this. And I'm like, yeah,
you can.
You can. And then they get so excited and then they're like, okay, when is my photo shoot? That's the best. It's just great that they feel more confident, and it's great that they feel it through clothes, because then it's one step closer of them, taking on the day and taking on whatever they got to do whenever they wear that outfit.
Yeah, totally. It's like a mood lifter, you just got like a little boost of self-esteem when you're like, oh, look what I did. Look what I'm wearing. I feel so good.
And then so how would you say Tatyana fits perfectly in with the pinup world?
We're like, 40s, 50s, 60s based. So the era is going to be always like where our heart is. So the style will be perfect for pinup, and we've been here a long time now. Yes. Back in we were like, there's only like maybe a handful of brands, you remember.
Yes.
But we've been here a long time, for all your pinup needs.
And you have handbags. Do you still have accessories?
We do, not a lot, like some staples. We do like the single strand pearls and multi-strand pearls, but we usually carry a lot of like bow and crossbows now, who is wonderful. They're an amazing company. But because, they do such a good job at what they do with jewelry and reproducing like authentic vintage style pieces that are like, we're not going to compete with that. How could we? So we leave those to the professional stuff. Dresses.
The dresses what? I'm sorry.
The dresses, we got you, though. We got you on the purses and the dresses.
You're the wardrobe mistress.
Mm-hmm.
Walk us through like how you think about, or like, is it like an epiphany when you think of a silhouette or a style? What do you base off when you think? Like, what's your inspiration when you come up with something?
So there's like our standard pieces that we've been doing for years that are like tried and true. Like, everybody needs like our jumper circle and our jumper pencil. So we keep those silhouettes and we try to stay true to that cut. And then, so those are like, like our gateway pieces. Like they're safe. We know the sizing. We want people to collect them. And then the other part where we get a little wild is when I try to find something that is a little bit more unique, that may have like come out in the 40s, 50s, or 60s that you just cannot find in vintage, especially in vintage and larger sizes too. So like, so I'm trying to think specifically. Oh yes. So like a few years ago, we did a tailored suit set that we called Millie. Mm-hmm. And that was blazer with a very full peplum and a matching pencil skirt. And to find a complete set like that in anything that's larger than like a modern size 6 is like crazy. So I was like, we need a solid suit. Like, then it's like key pieces that I feel like you would need from this era. Like I want to continue to go on that route. Like, everybody needs like one amazing tulle gown, not one, but like at least, or like a full flared skirt or coat, like a full coat that you could wear with your dresses. Capelets are amazing, and I can't ever seem to find those. But yeah, we have a capelet coming out this fall season I'm very excited about. So finally I get to do that one too. Yeah.
And I love that you said plus size, because that's exactly why I gravitated to Tatyana in the first place. Was, I'm a big girl and I never could find anything vintage. And then from working at Tatyana, I was inspired. I also work in manufacturing, and pillow manufacturing is my day job. And that's where I learned how to sew. So when I make my own dresses, it's because I'm inspired by something vintage. Yeah. And that's exactly what I see when I see Tatyana. So it was
totally. It needs to, because like, vintage, I love vintage, but it's just, the sizing is so hard. And then how long materials will last, because, this stuff is now, it's like 80 plus years old. Like how long will that fabric stay together? Yeah. And I've been all the sizes. Like I've been a size 2 and I've been a size 16. And it was just the more my waist size changed, I was like, there's just nothing out here. And if it just makes me so, I was like, this is bumming me out. Why can't I wear this?
Why can't I look cute too?
What the heck?
And let's see. And I recently tried on the Victoria dress. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful dress, and I love the fabric. How do you pick out the fabric, or do you think of the fabric before the design? How does that work in your process?
Both ways. So sometimes I will see a fabric, and then I'm like, we got to do something with this. I don't know what it is yet, but I will save this over here for something special. And then other times I know what I'm going to do for the actual piece, and then I have to hunt down the proper fabric for it. So little A, a little bit of B.
Yeah, because I really love that dress. It was way better in person.
I know. That's the sad thing about everything being online now, is that you can't feel the textiles, you can't feel the weight of it, or like the movement when you try it on, because that one specifically, that Victoria dress, the fabric is so nice. And it's, actually, I do some of the photography for our website, because we're a very small team now, but I did, and I was like, I can't. I'm like, every picture I took just didn't justify, like, not justify, but help me out.
It didn't show the quality of the fabric, because when I received it, I really thought, I loved how I looked, but when I touched it, it was like, whoa, this is different. Yeah.
So
Same thing with the Peggy dress. It's also it's a traditional Tatyana cut, I would say. But you could dress it up and dress it down, which I really love that too. And it also feels great. And everything has pockets.
Yes. Yeah. It was like 3 years ago, we were like, everybody on the scene was like, all right, y'all, like, we need to stop playing around. Like, if it's a full skirt, there's no reason why you can't slide. It's rude if it's not there now.
Yeah. And now I love seeing memes and girls talk about, oh, I like your dress. And then the other girl says, oh, it has pockets.
It has pockets.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. What are besides pockets, is there anything else that you think of in a dress, like a guideline you follow? Oh,
guideline. Things to be aware of for different bodies and different like fits. Stretchy fabric is fabulous. I always try to do something that has a little bit of stretch to it, so it accommodates more people, especially if you're in between sizes, because that gets tricky. And I try to be conscious of like strap sizes, or making accompanying pieces that will work with everything. So so that you can mix and match and try to get as much versatility out of a single piece as you can. So I try to stay aware of all that.
Yeah, there's a lot of two pieces I've noticed, and I like the tie in the front, because you could wear it as a crop top, but you don't like. I don't like wearing crop tops because I am still self-conscious on my body type. But I like that you could do it both ways, and that's why I like the hemming, because when I see the models, on your website or on your Instagram, like the really short skater skirts, like they look so cute. But I would have never thought of that if that, So I really like that. Is there, let's see, do you have like your top 3 dresses that you like for Tatyana specifically?
That's hard. I think the Peggy dress is number 1, because versatility. So we keep bringing that out every season in a new colorway. And it's safe. It's a nice, safe, easy dress to wear. And then what else? I think the Millie set that I mentioned would be one of my favorites. The tailored suit looking set. And then for past seasons, it would be the Salem set. The open waistcoat with the option of the cigarette pants or the pencil skirt. For a while, I didn't see a lot of people doing that, like waistcoat style, like house coat vibe.
I love I have a friend that has it. I know I didn't get that one, but it's gorgeous.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I was like, this is like dramatic. Like, like it's one of those where you can be, well, I mean, I'm all about being extra. Like, that's fine. But like some people are like, oh, I don't know when I would wear this. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Just wear it. Make a statement. Life's too short.
And just walk a little bit and that just flows. And that's another thing with the clothing. You don't have to be like a traditional looking pinup girl or a pinup at that matter. If you like goth or rock or, you have all these different categories. Like,
yeah, I feel like a lot of people in the scene go like this,
yes.
like everybody's into a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then sometimes we like to get really dressed up, and that's absolutely, absolutely fine. That's wonderful.
It's a rockabilly fusion.
Sure. Isn't that great? I love it. I love seeing people at like punk shows, and then the next day everyone's like decked out, like they're going to. I love that. That speaks to my heart.
I haven't been to Viva Las Vegas, but I hope to go one year. Ever. Never been.
Oh my gosh.
I've only been to Vegas for my I worked on a website and I would do trade shows for them, but now that company closed, so I won't be going anymore.
Don't mention trade shows here. That's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Was that when I met you in person?
Yes. I was there for the dog trade show.
Aww.
Yeah. But I had to go to your store. I was like, I have to go. Gotta go to the mothership. Yeah. And is there anything that you want to add on or ask me?
What is your favorite moment working at our old store in Florida?
I have so many good moments. It was honestly the repeat customers that would come. I'm really strong in customer service, even when I do anything. So being able to make that connection with customers, and I'm still friends with a lot of them. And that's the reason I have a meetup down here in South Florida. And I started it knowing nobody, but I was surprised to find out that a lot of the girls I shopped followed me on Instagram. And
that's cute.
Yeah. And in a couple of past podcasts in the beginning, I interviewed a couple of friends, and they talked about how we met at Tatyana. So all the people that used to buy from me at Tatyana are now my friends, and one of them actually works for NASCAR now, and so I love the connection. But if I had to name one specific moment, let me see. I don't know, because I wasn't full time, but it was honestly just the people there, and then we'd order pizza. It was the time that I spent there.
A tearjerker. You're like, we ordered pizza one time.
No, but it was a lot of fun, and I learned how to steam.
Mm-hmm. That's dangerous. I've had many a burn, special way. Mm-hmm.
And I just loved it, the music, and it was really nice. It was honestly hard because I worked in, if you don't know South Florida, I worked in South Miami. I work in a warehouse in South Miami, but when I worked at Tatyana, I would drive all the way to Fort Lauderdale, which is like an hour, hour and a half of traffic. But it was worth it because it was right after I finished college. I was at University of Florida, and then when I came back home, I didn't know anybody. I wasn't friends. I didn't keep friends from high school. So Tatyana really helped me. I was always into pinup, but it really helped me connect with people that we're into the same things, and it just really, I gotta say, it's really the location that made me, I guess, who I am today.
Oh, that's so wonderful. It's okay, you did bring it into a tearjerker moment.
Yeah.
That's we've got I feel the same way because, like I said, I started working in retail, and I'm still friends with my managers and a lot of the girls that I worked with. It just like brought so many cool people together. I had a friend tell me once, I was like, oh yeah, I work at Tatyana, and he was like, oh yeah, that's that store. There's always cool women working there. Everyone has great style. I was like, yeah, yeah, we're like part of this little clique,
And you have this connection, and I loved what you were saying earlier. I agree with completely. Girls would come in and be like, oh, I can't wear that, and I'm like, just try it on. Like the girl, I can name one off the top of my head, my friend that works now for NASCAR. She you guys had a Adidas collection, and she was like, I can never wear that gown. I forgot the name of it. It was the one with the hands.
Ooh, the bonbon dress. Bonbon maxi dress.
And she was like in love with it, and she was a regular. She shopped all the time, and I told her, just try it on, and then she fell in love with it, and I was like, that was honestly the best moment because she's never worn a gown before, and she needed it for some sporting event. She works as a producer. I was like, that would make you stand out.
Bold. Yeah, do it. Do it.
Yeah, the pictures came out beautiful. So, yeah, it was nice. And I miss it, but now I got to see. I really loved when I went to visit you. I was actually really nervous, but it was great.
So cute.
Oh, and you're the first person to actually ask me a question back.
Really?
Yeah.
I am. I'm petting my dog, by the way. I just realize my hand's going all crazy over here for no reason, just stretching.
That's what we're at home. Everyone's at home listening. We're all enjoying. We all know these are weird times.
Yeah.
And how is? Sorry, you went quiet.
Oh, I said, thank goodness for the internet. You know, yes. At least we have this.
And I want to thank you for coming on to my podcast. It really means a lot. As you now know that Tatyana means a lot to me.
Yeah, I saved your windows in a hurricane.
Yes, yeah. I was telling her before we got onto the podcast that when the store closed in Fort Lauderdale, I kept a lot of the stuff. I kept the mannequins and I kept the posters. And don't ask me why I wanted to keep these posters of random women. That's what people would say. And I still have the Betty Page painting. It's in my living room.
Oh, that's solid.
Up. And I'm probably like the hoarder of your store. So then during the hurricane 2 years ago, Wilma, I ran out of wood for the windows because I don't have shutters. And the only thing I had were the posters. So I had random female, and I had you. Crystal is one of the girls that was randomly nailed, and I purposely put the dresses on the outside. Sadly, I couldn't keep it after that because it got wet. But it really helped me because then I would have had rain everywhere. And that hurricane actually had a tree fall on my house. So,
whoa!
Yeah. And I lost my fence, but nothing came in through my windows because Tatyana had it.
We got you.
Your life, and now I have the mannequins all over my house. And when I first started dating my boyfriend, he would think I was weird. But I dressed him up, and it's the only whenever I find cute vintage clothes that are smaller than me, they go on the mannequins. So
you just have giant Barbies.
Yes. So thank you for that without knowing it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And again, thank you so much for being on the podcast. If you want to check out Tatyana and their clothing, their Instagram, make sure to follow them on Instagram. They had somebody hack them, and we need to get them up to speed here. So it's Tatyana Clothing. What happened there? Do you know?
Tatyana Clothing. We got phished. That was it. One of our employees got bamboozled. It was actually, heads up, y'all. It was an email that was from a fake influencer that had a sketchy link. So be careful. Be careful with those links, people.
Now that influencer ruined it for everyone else. No,
I'm like, now I'm going to verify all these things.
And so it's Tatyana Clothing on Instagram. And their shop is Tatyana.com. And make sure you check them out and sign up for their newsletter because they always have these amazing deals. I have a pinned ladies and gents Facebook group, and I always post every sale. Take a screenshot.
Yeah. Our newsletter only sales are bonkers. So if you're not on that, get on that ASAP.
And thank you so much. Oh, and next week I have Besame Cosmetics. Gabrielle from Besame Cosmetics. She's going to be on the podcast.
You're so sweet. I'm not going to see her because I usually see her for Dapper Day, and that didn't happen. But she's an angel. You're going to have so much fun. She's a classy lady.
Ooh, I'm excited. Yeah, I finally got her lipsticks in. They sent me some, and I haven't tried it yet because it came in today. But I can't wait to try them out.
Yeah, post some pictures.
Yes. Thank you so much again, and thank you all for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube if you're watching. Comment down below. I'm on Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere, any podcast. I've officially been on every podcasting network, and Amazon is coming out with their own podcasting network, and I will be on there too. And I got approved. I'm just waiting for them to open up their Amazon podcast.
Awesome. Yeah.
So thank you all, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you on next Wednesday.
Bye. Thank you.